Hello, this is your Commodore. I'm going to be talking about the new series that just came out, Batwoman. Yes, a lot of people are crucifying Batwoman. So, I'm going to break down Season 1, Episode 1, pilot. And most people are probably expecting me to crucify this. Actually, I somewhat enjoyed it. It was interesting. So, we start off with her narrating it.
This isn't the story I expected to be telling. But you know as well as I do that stories, like the people who tell them, aren't always what they seem.
And we see her do some diving into like a frozen lake. And we learn it's some survival training that she's doing.
Too slow.
Cover the damn hole!
And that she's been doing survival training for the last little while with these world-renowned experts in the field of extreme survival in the wilderness. Not only that, in flashbacks that we did see that she received a good amount of military training. And knowing the progression of the character, and that her goal was to be with her father and become a Crow security officer.
I'd spent years traveling the world, training with combat and survivalist specialists so I could join the Crows. Sophie's disappearance brought me home early. I had to find her. But first, I had to convince my dad I was ready.
And she wanted to prove to her father that she was Crow material. So she probably took the best and the hardest courses the military could have offered. So it makes kind of sense why she's like that. Because she's trying to prove the people wrong. That she can do it. Her father, who came up with Crow security since Batman left 3 years prior, abandoned Gotham City for unknown reasons. And he's trying to show that they don't need a superhero anymore. They just need a very well-armed, trained security. So we go through the show, and they're about to turn off the bat signal.
Batman gave up on us. It's been 3 years, Gotham. The bat's not coming back. Mayor Akins, help us say goodbye to Gotham's outdated tradition. It's time to turn off the signal.
Then we get introduced to probably one of the major antagonists of this series, or at least this season of the series, Alice.
Crows are not the hero of this story, Gotham. Batman couldn't save you. And neither will they.
This was their first major flop, I believe, in this episode, because it just came off like Harley Quinn. That's all it did. It came off like a ripoff of Harley Quinn with a little bit of Joker mixed in. But that's all it came off as. It didn't come off as an original character. It came off of just a pure rip, a Harley clone. That's about it. That's all it came off to me. So I didn't really care about the villain. I just wanted to see her get beat, and that's it. I was hoping it would just been an episode like Villain of the Week type thing, because she really didn't have any motivations except she wanted to go after the head of Crow's security, which was our protagonist, Kate's father. We get to learn about Kate's relationship with one of the other soldiers, and that they were lovers. But they drifted apart because as Kate wanted to follow their love, the other one, she just wanted to have a career. She put her career over her love.
I know you love me. Tell me that I'm wrong and I will walk away and let you make the biggest mistake of your life. You're wrong.
So Kate goes, after they find where her, quote, friend is, she goes after it.
Kicks the crap out of some of the guys there. Way cool to see that. So, but she gets captured, and again, you see her interaction with Alice.
So what do you want? I need you to send your father a message. He thinks he's Gotham's white knight, but he's a bully whose army bullies the city into obedience, and I want the world to know that he doesn't scare me.
Alice. And it just proves my point that Alice is just a complete another Harley Quinn ripoff.
The biggest moment was when Kate found out that Bruce, her uncle, was Batman.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yeah. I'm dead.
Because she blamed Batman for the death of her mother and sister. Found out that Bruce, aka Batman, was devastated because he thought he did what he needed to do to save them.
I grew up thinking that Batman cared more about getting the bad guy than the lives of innocent people.
He cared. He saved 34 kids that day. He thought he saved your mom and sister too.
So she sees the bat suit. This is another cringeworthy scene. This was probably the most cringeworthy scene in the whole episode, and it was not done well at all.
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
That was just bad. Like, we'll still have her alter it to fit her, but we can still say the suit is perfect. We just want to alter it so she can showcase how perfect the suit is. Like, have something like that come up. Like, you can still say, let's alter the suit so I can fight crime and bring the fear that once Bruce did as Batman. I want to bring that fear to the criminals because it seems like the criminals are not afraid of the police. They're not afraid of the security, pro security. They're not afraid of anything anymore. And she wants to bring that fear back. So it's like, I know it was perfect for Bruce, but I want it perfect for me. Something like that. So she goes and she's in the suit. Looks pretty good in the suit. And she kicks the crap out of the bad guys. Stops the plan of them blowing up the people of Gotham when they're out watching the film, which they said was the first public gathering in 3 years since Batman left. So it's been showing it that Gotham's kind of slowly declined safety. People don't feel safe there since the Batman.
Who's there? I thought you were dead.
So when she rescues Sophie, her friend, you have that moment, and I think that's a better moment than just showing that they were lesbian lovers. Just this one moment would have conveyed it all, instead of having those flashbacks of them making out. As well, after all this happens and Sophie's back home safe, there was a great moment between Kate and her father where her father admits that, yes, he didn't want to give her the position because she was the only person left of his family, of his original wife and daughter. That's a touching scene. I liked that scene. It was well done. And he does end up giving her the position she wants it. She turns him down and focuses on being Batwoman.
That's why I didn't want you to be a crow, because I'm selfish and overly protective, and I'm terrified. And because you're all I have left.
Now, what dad wouldn't do that for his daughter?
And they get a cool photo of her, and they're like saying, it's Batman. He's back. He's back. The photo that they used in the newspaper actually looks very similar to the promotional poster they used for Batman Begins. So that was a cool little thing. And it wasn't even the main character that got upset with them calling Batman he. It was her former lover that she saved from the villains. She sounded more offended by saying he, because she knew it was a female under the mask. She didn't know who, but she knew it was someone. And it wasn't a male.
About the bat, sir?
Oh, come on. Seen these wannabes before. He gets the city all hot and bothered, and then thanks to a total lack of skill, he usually dies in some spectacular fashion.
And they had that surprise twist that Alice is the actual sister to Kate. Interesting. I hope they go somewhere with it, but I still don't care for that Alice character.
Pulling you over, my dear sister. The two of us will rule Gotham.
Overall, I feel like it's a good jumping off point, saying that she's going to follow in her uncle's footsteps. And that, like her uncle that was lost and took tragedy, instead of going to the demonic, evil, bad guy route, she's going to do something and help protect those people. Because she says Bruce was a misfit. I'm just like that. I'm going to walk my own path, just like Bruce did. My uncle. He did his own thing. He was his own person. I'm going to do that. I'm my own person, which is pretty cool. And even then, she still gave props to Bruce Wayne, saying, I'm hoping you don't hurt me for taking your stuff. So it just shows you that she still has respect and somewhat fears and doesn't want to disappoint her uncle.
Some see fear, others hope. I see the freedom to be myself, to play by my own rules. I believe you're going to come home one day, Bruce. And before you kill me for borrowing a few of your things, I want you to read my story. Because it's only just begun. Miss you. Your cousin Kate.
I'm just worried that they're going to go too far left now. Because that's what they did with some of the other shows. Like, they start off with a good, solid intro, and then they just bring in more and more and more of that, of the left-wing politics, of the SJW stuff, because they want to make something that most people will want to watch at the beginning, and then they'll introduce their political agenda as the series goes on. And I'm hoping they don't do that with Batwoman. I hope they stay the course that they're showing the pilot. And I believe it'll be a solid show for the DC universe. So, those are my thoughts. I'm sorry, I did not rip it a new one, which many people assumed, like I said at the beginning. But I just enjoyed it. I'm sorry, I enjoyed it. So, for your Commodore, live long and prosper, people. Hailing frequencies are closed.
Thank you for watching Commodore Ty and enjoying this video. I hope you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if while you're here, check out one of my other videos. Live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies